evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, November the 15th, 2022. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, we'll have highlights from Tullahoma's Veterans Day program. The Coffee County Red Raiders fall in the second round of the playoffs, and Tennessee is observing Antibiotics Awareness Week. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Coffee County threw every punch it had at the Blackman Blaze Friday night. In the end, the Raiders fell just a play short. Raider freshman safety Caden Martin knocked the ball away from Blackman quarterback Ben Marshall, scooped it up and scored from 30 yards out to give the Raiders a 31-28 lead with 6:25 left on the clock. But the Blaze offense scored 4 plays later and forced the Raiders to turn it over on downs in the final minutes to hold on for a thrilling 35-31 win in the second round of the TSSAA State Football Playoffs. The loss ends the season for the Raiders with a 9-3 record. After the game, Coffee County High School head coach Doug Green said, quote, "These seniors have changed the way people look at football in this town. The 9 wins was the most for the Red Raider football since 1969. We played as hard as we could play. We did things to give ourselves a chance, and we just came up short. No regrets. This is a great group of guys. We were just a play short, really." End quote. Congratulations to the Raiders on their great season, and we look forward to next year's Coffee Pot game. Tullahoma's annual Veterans Day program was held at South Jackson Civic Center on Friday. In this opening clip, Mayor Noas opens the remembrance. We have the posting of the colors, the national anthem, and Reverend Martin Nutter's opening prayer.
It's my distinct honor to welcome all of our veterans that are here today, our loved ones of veterans, and Blue Star families, and Gold Star mothers, and I want to welcome especially our elected officials, Senator Bowling, Representative Rick, and all of them, our city aldermen are here today. Welcome. Friends and neighbors, we're just excited as we can be to be with us today and help honor our community veterans. Tullahoma has a rich heritage associated with our military and was recently recognized as a great American defense community. The governing board of the American Defense Communities at their annual conference in Phoenix, Arizona. Tullahoma shared that honor with 4 other communities in the country, only 4 others in the country. So we can rightly be proud of our being recognized for our support of our nation's military and for our nation's defense. So now, I'd like to ask that you please stand, rise, and ask our Boy Scout troop number 402 to post the colors.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would invite you to start a open prayer. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we turn to you in this hour, mindful of the men and women who have served and who continue to serve this great nation through our armed forces. For the unsung heroes of our nation who have risked or even given their lives for the cause of freedom. We praise you for their courage, their unwavering commitment, and their service. For our veterans who are gathered here this morning, for our veterans who are lonely, who are displaced throughout the country, for those in the VA hospital, a nursing home. Tend to them as you have promised, assure them that you are their God and their good shepherd, and that you have promised that you will never leave them nor forsake them. For those who continue to serve, we give thanks to you. Bless the men and women who serve within our borders and who are scattered throughout the world. For those who have lost a loved one, a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, that you bind up the brokenhearted with your comfort, with your peace, and with your strength, and give to each one of us gathered here today renewed strength, that we may serve you and serve our neighbor as ourselves. We ask these things in the name of your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
And we'll be right back with more Veterans Day coverage after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna
let you go. Never gonna let you.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Also at the Tullahoma Veterans Day service, Miss Mary Ann Scott from the local Daughters of the American Revolution addressed the gathering.
National Society Daughters of the American Revolution honor and thank all of the veterans from beginning at the Revolutionary War forward to today. I also represent the General Federation Women's Club, who want to make their communities a better place to live. We also honor and thank all of our veterans. The following includes honoring these men and women who served their country. Veterans, men and women, but women sometimes did not get the recognition that they were owed. This is one veteran's poetic expression. Unity and strength. It is time we come forward. We have waited long enough to be recognized as veterans. We fought numerous battles of attitudes and prejudices. We are indeed unique, for we are risk takers and ground breakers by joining the service. We've marched through every war, helping fight behind the lines and on the front lines with you. We've dealt with hostility by being put in places where we weren't wanted. We've been ignored, harassed, threatened, and assaulted. We faced the same enemies as you, even had more enemies than you, or sometimes you were our enemy. We're not here to point a finger, to condemn, or make accusations. We're here to join hands and voices in unity and strength, to claim our right to be recognized, not just as women veterans, but that we're veterans too. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Veterans Day coverage after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop-top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Rolling, growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash junking up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Welcome back. We close out today's Tullahoma Veterans Day coverage with local veteran Howard Thompson speaking about our first veterans.
The United States exists today in part because by the 1700s, the British government in North America became more and more oppressive and restrictive. When the population of the colonies became more and more rebellious, the British Army was sent to Boston to force compliance and control. In the summer of 1776, representatives of the 13 English colonies met and drafted a formal document declaring and justifying the separation from Great Britain. We do not know the original contents. We do not know what changes may have been made. We have no complete written record of their debates, compromises, if any. But we know exactly what they wrote and exactly what they approved as the Declaration of Independence. And that was the first time in history that one people had voted to be free of another. One of the most beautiful and profound sentences ever written in the English language is the second sentence of that document. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But as important as that document was, it did not give a single person life, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness. It did not create a new nation. That would be accomplished by the sacrifice, the service, and the valor of the Minutemen, the militia, and later the Continental Army and the Continental Navy. And that began more than a year before the Declaration of Independence was signed. The Revolutionary War began when British General Thomas Gage ordered 700 British regulars to march from Boston to Lexington. Their mission was to arrest the colonial leaders, Sam Adams and John Hancock. They were then to proceed to Concord and seize the gunpowder. But these orders were known to the militia, so Paul Revere, Dr. Prescott, and others implemented a carefully planned mission to alert the Minutemen. In the early morning hours of the 19th of April, 1775, the British troops departed Boston. When they reached Lexington, they encountered 77 Minutemen, standing shoulder to shoulder, blocking their path. When they were less than 70 yards apart, the British commander ordered, "Disperse, you rebels." Before they could respond, someone fired a shot. It was immediately followed by a volley of fire from the British regulars. 2 men, Ensign Robert Monroe, Private Jonas Parker, fell dead. 6 other Minutemen were killed, one on the doorstep of his own house. More than 10% of their force. But the British regulars failed to find Adams and Hancock. They continued on their march to Concord. When they reached Concord at noon, they discovered they were outnumbered. The first alert had sounded, and all during that night, people came from all directions and gathered. In the battle that followed, the British Army was stopped. They began a retreat. Their mission was a complete failure. They fought with great courage and determination to defeat the most powerful military army in the world. But they won our independence and made possible the creation of a nation that eventually guaranteed the inalienable rights to all of its citizens. Those who have served are part of a broken lineage of veterans from the Minutemen of 1775 to the present. You've never failed your country. Stand tall and be proud. You have made a significant contribution to the greatest nation on earth. Thank you.
We'll have video of the Tullahoma Veterans Day keynote speaker on Thursday's newscast. And after these messages, we'll be right back.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Department of Health is recognizing the critical importance of antibiotics to public health during Antibiotic Awareness Week, November 18th through November the 24th, and is encouraging Tennesseans to avoid overuse of the infection-fighting drugs. Tennessee Department of Health Commissioner Dr. Morgan McDonald said, quote, "Antibiotics fight bacteria to stop serious infections and save lives. If you take antibiotics when it isn't necessary or don't take them as directed, you can destroy the good bacteria your body needs to prevent illness in the first place. You also increase your risk of becoming ill from infections that won't respond to antibiotic treatment at all." End quote. Antibiotic resistance poses a serious threat to public health when bacteria won't respond to the drugs designed to stop their spread. More than 2.8 million antibiotic-resistant infections occur in the U.S. each year. More than 35,000 people die as a result, according to the Center for Disease Control. Tennessee Department of Health's Program for Healthcare Associated Infections and Antimicrobial Resistance recommends Tennesseans follow some best practices when prescribed antibiotics. Take antibiotics exactly as directed and complete treatment even when you feel better. Talk to your healthcare provider if you develop any side effects. Discuss over-the-counter remedies that may improve symptoms with your provider or pharmacist. Remember, antibiotics are not needed to treat viruses like cold and flu. Keep yourself and others healthy by washing your hands, staying home when sick, and getting recommended vaccines. Healthcare Associated Infections and Antimicrobial Resistance Director Dr. Christopher Wilson said, quote, "Antibiotics can and do save lives. Tennesseans can help us protect their health by following their prescriber's recommendations regarding antibiotics and understanding antibiotics are not necessarily needed to treat all infections." End quote. Visit the Tennessee Department of Health's Healthcare Association Infection and Antimicrobial Resistance Program for additional information and resources at their website, www.tn.gov/health. And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce, who will invite everyone out to their Wobble Gobble this weekend. We'll hear some violin in anticipation of South Jackson's Young Artist Showcase, and we'll give you all the details you need for next weekend's Tullahoma tree lighting. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family. Caring. Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1964 at 78 degrees. Record low for this day was in 1940 at 14 degrees. The average high for this day is 60 and the average low is 37. Cloudy tonight with a low of 32. Clearing out for Wednesday with a high of 45 and a low of 21, and sunny skies expected for Thursday with a high of 41 and a low of 21. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.